Hello and welcome to the GhostÉire Channel. My name's Anthony Kerrigan, and tonight we're joined by Lisa Orchin and Amanda Atkinson from Dark Skies Paranormal. How are you doing, ladies?
Hi, we're good, thank you.
Oh, good. I know. I suppose we just had a few technical issues. We're just a couple of minutes late, but all's good there. So, folks, yes, we're going to be talking about 3 locations tonight, all set in the north of Ireland there. Belvoir Park Hospital. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yep, right this time. Yep.
The Titanic Pump House, which a lot of people will be interested in there, especially with a well-known mode of transport, the Titanic, obviously. And Ballygally Castle Hotel. So we'll be talking about those locations tonight. Also tonight we also have a poll. I'll be revealing the results of the poll. We asked you, the question was, have you seen spirit, bright white lights or flashes of light and dark shadows or dimmed areas without explanation? So we'll be going through the poll results with Lisa and Amanda, and we'll reveal the results later. Also, we have a quiz which you can participate in. Stay tuned. Amanda and Lisa will be also included in the quiz. And that's about it, folks. But first of all, if you'd like to contact us, you can leave a comment on this post, on this live. If you're affiliated with any paranormal team or tourist attraction, feel free to name that organization, put it in brackets, and we'll give a shout out to you. You can also go to our website, www.ghostére.net, go to the contact page, fill in the blanks. If you have a private message, just put in brackets private message. Also, you can go to our email address, ghost_era66@yahoo.com. Also, you can follow Lisa and Amanda on the Dark Skies Paranormal Facebook page as well. So, first of all, I'm going to say hello to Lisa and Amanda. How are you doing?
Hi, good, thank you.
Good.
The first question I'm going to put forward there to you both there is, how do you both meet each other, and how do you get involved in the paranormal? I'll probably put that first to Lisa, and then we'll come to Amanda.
I actually met Amanda through another paranormal group that we both had joined. We've known each other around 3 years, just a bit longer than 3 years now. What got me into the paranormal, I was around 15. I lost my grandmother, and she came back to me the night that she passed away, and she touched my face to say goodbye. So from that moment, it's just been something that I've been extremely passionate about and extremely interested in, just to find out what exactly happens when you pass on, and is there a time limit? Do you have the chance to come back? And I suppose a question that all paranormal investigators want to know the answers to, but it's intriguing at the same time, you know.
And yourself, Amanda, Lisa said you were part of a paranormal team, was it, beforehand? And
We both, funnily enough, had joined the same night with another team in the north of Ireland here. We instantly just hit it off. You sometimes you gel with people and sometimes you don't. We just had a real connection, got on so well, and was actually a really brilliant location for us as well. Yeah. Probably another one of our favourite places to visit. It's on our to-do list, definitely, as Dark Skies, with our own team here. Again, something I've always been interested in, but never sort of take that next step into actually doing it myself. There's Kim and Jason. So it's been really good for us then to set up our own team, do things how we want to do them, take our time, visit locations that maybe are slightly off grid for most teams, and do things slightly differently, as Lisa's really good with all the techie stuff. Do things more of a documentary style, so look at the history of properties, etc. So it's really, really good being able to do your own thing how we want to, and we have the other guys in the team who are fantastic.
And I'm just going to say, shout out, that's NK Hauntings. Hi,
yeah.
Hi guys, how you doing? And they have lads as well. They've been exploring a lot. And Jenny from Emerald Isle Paranormal says, "Good evening, all shared." Jenny from Emerald Isle also Shadow Whispers of the night there. Well, I was going to say that, so I'm just going to put up the first. So the first topic is going to be Belvoir Park Hospital. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
You are saying it right. It's spelled Belvoir, Belvoir, but it's pronounced Beaver.
Perfect there. And I've got to I'm going to just ask Amanda and Lisa about the location there. I'm going to show a picture as well. It's been up on the page as well, and as you can see on Dark Skies Paranormal. We're going to go look at that picture in a bit. But so what was your first impressions of and feelings towards the location there? Were you looking for it beforehand? Did it take your eye months before, years before? Lisa?
Well, we just seen it advertised on, originally it was a website where they had taken photography and stuff at it, and we just went there on a whim, not knowing what to expect. Just thought, we're going to go in here, maybe get a few things, but we weren't ready for what we encountered that specific night. Even going up to the building, it was so eerie. You could feel the energy building up as soon as you got even into the main centre of the front of the building. You could feel the atmosphere change, and you just knew you could feel.
Hello, can you hear me now, Lisa?
Yes, can hear you.
Yes, yeah. And so, and I just come to you there, Amanda. Did you notice? Sorry, normally with hospitals, you get a sad feeling there. Normally with them there, did you feel that there? Was it?
Definitely was. I mean, as Lisa said, it was completely on spec. We went up, weren't really prepared, had really no equipment with us. We just really went up for a recce, really, to see how accessible the building was, what condition it was in, to see if we felt anything there before going back to do a proper investigation, as it were. Definitely a very oppressive feeling around the building, around the grounds of the building. Definitely something quite dark there, but also we've encountered children there too who seem excited and happy to be able to communicate via different trigger objects and things. So there definitely is a contrast of energies that we felt in the building, 100%.
And I'll probably put this question to you both there. We know like hospitals, they can be mainly large locations there. Did you feel, were you separated all through the evening? Was there just the two of you, or was there more of you there at the location?
Well, the first night we went, it was just we went on set. We generally do stay together, and especially when we're going to new locations for the first time. So sometimes we have split up. We have walkie-talkies, so we know that we're always in contact with one another. We don't tend to drift too far from each other because you just don't know what type of energy you're going to encounter. And there's safety in numbers. And also then for recording purposes too. There's always a different aspect being recorded, whether it's sound, vision, or trigger objects. There's always something different or confusing. And then that sort of corroborates anything that either one of us have heard or seen. So.
Okay, and well, I'm just going to give a shout out. Paul O'Brien, hi. Paul says hi to all the team there. So thanks, Paul. I've got another question we'd like to ask there. So there's going to be, I'm going to show a picture in a minute there of what we put up on the page. And first of all, what camera did you use? What sort of camera did you use to take the picture? Lisa. Sorry, Lisa.
Or not? Yeah. It's nicknamed Old Mike. Very. It lives up to his name. He's fantastic at what he does, and I do name my equipment. I do all my cameras. But yes, he was actually made in 1998, and he was one of the first original cameras to actually have the night vision built in to the camera. So it's basically raw imaging, whereas nowadays it's all digitalized, and so what you see is what you get with that camera. And I highly recommend it. I'm a huge fan of cameras, vintage, yeah, you name it.
And do you personally use it to take a lot of photographs in the investigations?
Yes, I would.
Hundreds? Yes. Would it be hundreds, Amanda?
Hundreds, yes, I would. Yeah, I love it.
So I'm just going to show the picture there, folks. There, and if you want to comment there and see what you personally think it is yourselves there. So this is the picture. This was taken at the hospital. So it's like a long corridor there. And what did you think? It was like a figure at the end, wasn't it?
It was, yes. We didn't feel as if it was a bad energy at all. It was more like a sort of, what are you
Inquisitive.
doing down there?
Yeah,
Sort of
inquisitive.
energy, yeah, very inquisitive. More so just wondering what we were doing. We didn't feel anything bad coming from him at all. Could have been a worker. Don't know. There's two possible photographs there, but whether or not it's the same person, don't
And
know.
would you normally? I'd probably put this to Amanda. Would you normally get a load with different locations you've gone to? Would you get a load? Would you get a quite consistent amount of figures caught on your investigations?
Yeah, especially with little Mike. He delivers for us every time we go out. I think it's the quantity of photographs we take and how thorough we are in sort of repeating questions, being careful about a location, and where we were sitting at a particular time. There was no other entrance into the building, and we were sort of at a cut-off area. So
Okay.
we generally do pick up something all the time because we are just consistent with our process of how we do things, to make sure that there's no contamination. We have eliminated all other possibilities that it might be.
Okay. And so with this, you believe it was a girl? Is it correct? Am I correct? Or was there a link to this picture of any other, like with like say EVPs, or if you were doing any glass work or any other evidence or dates or records?
That particular one, no. We just called out. It was just sort of like on a whim that photograph, that a few of them actually. There is one of a little girl we had called out as well, and she more than likely came towards us and wanted to play and see what we were doing.
Yeah, a different part of the building there, sort of.
She basically followed us.
Yeah.
And would you say, I probably put this to yourself, Amanda? I could put it to you both first, Amanda. Then would you both be willing to go back there again? Would you recommend it for anybody?
I would go now.
Yeah.
I would go now. It's very close to where I live, so it calls to me. I'm like, I want to go back in there again. Want to go back in there again. But the word actually is they're developing. So the main reception building where we caught that photograph, and the morgue is gone now. But there is another part of the building to another separate building that is still sort of lying derelict, as it were. So hopefully they'll not be building those up anytime soon, because it's a fantastic place. It really is.
I'll just go for another shout out there. This is the sister-in-law. so the kids are watching me there. They're up watching me there with the children there, Stoke and Ebony. Hi, Stoker. Hello, Ebony. I suppose
Thank you.
Hello. So yeah, yes, we're gonna go on to probably the next subject soon. Titanic Pump House, but I'm just going to go through. We got a quiz as well, folks. There, I want the first person to come up and say this word, type this letter. You have a chance, an opportunity to go into a mini draw and Halloween mega draw towards Halloween. So the word I need you to type, if you're watching, the first person needs to type just this word. I need you to type shadow, SHADOW. First person to type that word has a chance to go into the mini draw or Halloween mega draw, where you can win assortment of prizes. So yeah, if you like to contact, whilst I'm waiting for somebody, if you like to contact us, you can go to our website, www.GhostÉire.net, go to the fill in the blanks. If you have a private message, just put in brackets private message, so you get all the comments coming up now. So Stacey Lawley, you're the first person. You're the first person. Stay tuned, Stacey, in about 20 minutes time, and you have an opportunity to go in the mini draw or mega draw as well. And Amanda and Lisa do too there. So you can go and contact us through our email address as well, ghost_era66@yahoo.com. So I think it's Michelle. Michelle says, hi guys. Michelle's from Time Paranormal Investigators. Hi, Michelle. Hope you're all keeping well. Do you reckon we'll be out well, I know it might be different with yourselves at the top there, you know. How long do you think it'll be? Have you got locations ready to go into there public ones like museums and all that? Lisa?
Yes, we do. We have some exciting ones lined up for the year ahead. Yeah.
Can you tell me now? Go before
No,
you.
no. We have some good ones that very top secret, but we are ecstatic about our new locations. And yes, we will be doing a lot of lives and guaranteed, brilliant
And
night.
Amanda, is there any particular locations that, apart from the feed that we mentioned tonight, is there any other place, or maybe one of the feed that really is you love investigating?
A place that the first place we were, which is very good, which is the Orchin Gallery in Lisburn. It's a very unique location. It's in Lisburn, and it used to be an old town hall. It's where when people were hanged, it's where they displayed the bodies for 3 days to warn people, this is what happens if you steal or whatever. It was very good. Dark energies down in the cellar there, and where I experienced my first glasswork, and I have never been so amazed in my life. Definitely want to get back down. The guys that run it down there are fantastic. Will's a great guy, and definitely want to get back down there again. Get everything open again. Get these restrictions lifted to get out doing stuff again.
I might just ask you there, Amanda, just to talk more centrally there into the because it's perfect there.
Just sitting your knee, Lisa, again.
Lisa's taking all the space. I'm sorry, I'm joking. But Stacey says she's watched these guys from the beginning. They are amazing. That's obviously you. That's you.
Stacey's a lovely girl.
Thank you, Stacey.
Hope
you're keeping well.
And Paul O'Brien says Dobbin's in. I think he wants us to go to Dobbin's.
Yeah, Dobbin's in Carrick, chasing the castle. Again on the list, but COVID sort of knocked all this on the head, unfortunately, getting access to places, but we're hoping now that we can get into some places that are on our list.
I think as well, with more of the paranormal teams, investigators as well, it's going to be a massive boom. I suppose it might be a bit staggered there at first, especially between yourselves down here and yourselves probably up the north. But then again, it'll probably just go bang, it'll be. Hopefully, it will do. We're all out again there. Yeah. So the next topic of conversation there, folks, is going to be the Titanic Pump House there. So this is situated in Antrim as well, isn't it? Belfast.
Yes, in Belfast, yeah.
Obviously Belfast there. And I'll ask you a few questions. If you've got any questions for Amanda or Lisa, feel free to put them forward as well. So everyone knows about the ship, the Titanic, but what happened at the pump house? What was the pump house used for?
Pump house was a dry dock that they used sort of to finish works on the ship. It's still standing. I think it's one of the only dry docks left, original dry docks left in the UK, or further afield maybe even. And the old pump house that they used to fill the dry dock is still there too. Now it has been slightly converted into sort of a cafe type area, but there are the part you can go into, and it still has all the old machinery. Obviously it's all just derelict now and defunct. But you can hear down in it sort of clunks and noises and almost whispers of workers in it. It's a very, very strange, eerie location. It has a real masculine energy like you wouldn't believe. You walk into it and you just feel it, just hitting you, just such a masculine energy, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I suppose, Lisa, this location. I suppose it's only you only felt the presence of those workers there. You didn't feel any spirits or anything.
There was a few different spirits, especially whenever the Tesla coil that started. That completely stopped spinning on its own on command with another team member of ours. On command, I said, if you're here, stop the Tesla. And straight away, without hesitation, it stopped for us. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience seeing that, especially with the amount of voltage of energy coming from that. For a spirit to be able to, to stop that on command is something else.
And was there you said so there was a spirit that stopped it on command there. We're going to take a bit of a look at the footage there soon.
Yep.
But I just want to ask then as well, because was there any passengers or crewmen or crew people, sorry, crew women? I don't know if there was any crew women back then. I'm not too sure there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry. Did any of them spirits, you reckon, they come back that even have survived the sinking, that would have gone out from there?
I'm not really sure. I believe it is all just workers that were in around. There were 8 men. 8 men, we'll say men. One of them was a young boy that died during the building of the Titanic, and I do believe it is just them. John, who we experienced down the dry dock, he was quite a formidable character. We actually were taking a group on a tour down there, and one girl became very badly affected, and we had to sort of take her out of it. She was starting to have palpitations and things. But I do think it is just workers.
Right. Yeah, because I spoke. Yeah, because you just mentioned there about the construction and the building of it there. What I was going to say, I'm going to probably, sorry, before I come to the next question now, I'm going to show you the footage of the Tesla call, which Lisa just mentioned there. And so take a look at this, folks, there, and you'll see it here. This is the Tesla call, and this is the Titanic Pump House.
So on command, we actually got a spirit to stop moving the Tesla, and the atmosphere is unbelievable right now. David is getting chills, I'm getting chills, and it's completely stopped the Tesla. It's impossible, absolutely impossible to stop that.
This is a Tesla, it's just stopped.
Yeah. Okay, can you start moving it again for me? Let go of it. Spin it for me.
Please.
Please.
I'm speaking that small device here.
Can you start spinning it again for me? That was as soon as I asked him to do it.
I can feel it.
Do you like the energy?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Can you start spinning it again for me? It'll give off more energy for you to absorb, and you can stop it again.
That's amazing, Frankie. Absolutely amazing.
I can feel that. That's...
Yes, I felt it in my legs.
No one's even witnessed it because everybody's... That's unreal. We did, David. We witnessed.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah. We'd be really, really impressed now if you could spin it as quick as you can. Can you let go and just spin it for me? Come on. Spin it. If you're a male, can you let go and let it spin?
There's more right there.
So that was from the Titanic Pump House there, and that was a Tesla coil. Now we know the Tesla coil produces electric fields there, high EMF, high E fields there, high frequencies. So used to EMF, electromagnetic, but it's kind of similar, but electro. So you said the spirit was able to, was it stop it?
Yeah, stop it. Yeah, stop it from spinning. Yeah.
No, like I worked with something similar before, like as a plasma lamp, and it's
yes.
sort of E fields there, and we had an EMF meter on it. Then it went woof, because it produces a high lot of EMF there. Have you used this instrument a lot on your investigations?
We have done, yes. We've used it on a few locations, some private homes as well that we have been called to, and it has been extremely useful. Just letting them build up the energy levels, and they're able to manifest and communicate with us a bit better as well when it comes to the likes of EVPs as well. They're a bit clearer. So yeah, the love a little bit of energy coming from it. Yeah, more like an adrenaline rush for them, I guess.
And just going back to the Titanic Pump House again, there is it a big building there, Amanda? Is it something? Is it a big area?
It's a massive area. That whole area now down sort of that airport road there is just massively being redeveloped now. We always have the big Titanic Museum. The pump house is situated just behind that. They do have sort of the full Titanic laid out on a map on the ground. You can walk about it. You can see the lifeboats where they would have been, etc. And then further on down, there is the dry dock itself and the pump house. There's also the tender for the Titanic. The SS Nomadic is sitting beside it too,
Right.
And the HMS Caroline is just along the lock as well. So there's lots and lots of things to see in the area now. Obviously, down in the area now, we have the Titanic Studios too, where a lot of the big HBO series things are going to be filmed. So that whole area now is massively redeveloped and is a real tourist attraction.
And you said there was because it's supposed to be a spirit. Is it a John? Isn't it? Is he
John?
Was he a foreman?
Yeah.
Presume for.
I'm not sure whether he was a foreman or whether he was a worker, but he certainly is quite a strong character. Doesn't like females. We would call out to him down in the dry dock, right down the very bottom of it. As you walk down, it sort of gets darker and darker the further you get away. He really doesn't like women. Has said some nasty things, and we would tend not to go to him, but trying to affect a response from him. Would be quite active down there, and we've had stones being thrown at us down the area too. On live, yeah, broadcast as well. So he be the main one that stands out, quite vocal, and you really hear the very, very thick Belfast accent too, which is interesting.
Okay.
I love when you capture the accents in the EVPs. That really sort of gets to me. You really sort of connect.
True.
More so with the energy.
Yeah, it's interesting when you mention the accents there. We've had some in the past there where completely like a West Cornish accent there when we were doing a location in the west of Ireland there. But as you said, like do you normally go live a lot with the investigations, or do you do is it the whole investigation live? Do you do it live, or do you just do bits? Or
yeah, we just pick out bits. So if we were doing a specific experiment or something different, something new, like when we tried the Estes method for the first time in Ballygally, we went live for that. It was fascinating, unbelievable. Definitely one of our go-to sort of experiments now. And we do try to go live as often as we can. Keep people involved.
True. And I'm just going to go to Stacey says she says the best wee team in Northern Ireland. They do lots of build places and always make sure they get the fans involved. Love watching the Titanic Pump House. Now, off the subject of there, when I'm just going back to when I saw you for the first time there. You did something at your house a few months ago there, and you had dolls. Was it dolls?
Yeah,
two dolls.
Yes.
Bo, yeah. And do you believe like these dolls, objects, they carry spirits with them as well? Do you bring them to investigation?
I was very skeptical of them. I will admit, Anthony, I sort of went, right, here's a haunted doll. I'm going to buy her, So I text Amanda. I says, you've got a haunted doll on the way to your house. And
comes to my house, obviously.
Yeah, everything goes to her. So it came in the post, and she ran the K2 meter over it, and straight away she video called me. You see the K2 meter lighting up to red, and she says, "Is this Bo?" And you can hear a distinct EVP of a voice saying, "Yeah." So it was amazing. So we opened her, like she'd done it live on camera with me, and we were able to sort of welcome her in her new home. The story of Bo, well, you welcomed her in your but the story of Bo, she was 21 and she fell off a cliff in a small village in Wales, Carmarthen.
Yeah.
In Carmarthen. But she's a lovely wee soul. So she is, there's no harm in her. But I was so skeptical until the night that she came down to my house.
So funny.
Yeah, my opinion too.
Because when you did that live that night, I could hear bangs and
Oh my God.
in rooms ahead of you. And I've experienced that myself, and members of the team at GhostÉire have experienced it ourselves, and it's just like, what the hell? When there's nobody there.
I had no idea what I was in for. Definitely not. The noises, the dragging noises, like as if someone was pulling something across the floor. I cannot,
And the footsteps too. There's nobody there. And
No.
I'm just going.
and the door opening
And the
and
door opened.
just couldn't. Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't pinpoint it.
And just
Yeah,
before we carry on to the next subject, we'll come to the poll and the quiz and all that. How many members of the team have you got there? I know Diane is in the team. Diane, is it David as well? David and all right. But is it just yourself? Is it yourself, Amanda, Lisa, and Diane?
And Debbie as well. We have another guy who's joined the team there too, so he's involved. He's a lot of experience with equipment, and is very passionate about the paranormal too. So he's on board with us now. So obviously Diane is our medium, absolutely fantastic. Love her so much. So we have a good wee group at the minute, all experienced investigators, all very au fait with what to expect when you go on a location. And we're very happy at the minute with the way things are going, and very much looking forward to what's coming up this year.
I know.
Well, you'll let me know. You'll let me know anyway.
We'll let you know.
In time. I'll let you know. So, folks, just got to go on to the poll there. So there was a poll there. Have you seen bright white lights, flashes of light, and dark shadows, dimmed areas without explanation? Now, there's a good few people voted, and I'm going to show you the results just 1 second. Sorry, now I'm on my own tonight. There's no Sinead there. But I just show you 1 second there. So, yeah, if you'd like to contact us there, you can go to our website, www.ghostére.net. Go to the contact page, fill in the blanks. If you have a private message, just put in brackets private message. And if you're affiliated with any paranormal team or tourist attraction, just put on the post, on this post, put the name of the organization in brackets, and we'll give a shout out to you. Also, it's handy for connecting in with other people in the future as well. So here are the results of that. Here we're going to show them now, and I'll come to yourself, Amanda and Lisa, on your opinion. So the results were these. We asked, have you seen bright white lights, flashes of light, and dark shadows, dimmed areas without explanation? And at top with 20% was, I see both on rare occasions, and no, I have seen neither. So have you got any thoughts on that, Amanda?
My personal opinion, I mean, I've experienced bright lights, sweeping places, especially in some cemetery environments. We've experienced quite a lot of orb type lights, lights coming from graves, things like that. Certainly aren't explainable by camouflages or any kind of distortion from any equipment we might be using, because we do tend to keep things dark. Shadows, the only really time we've seen shadow figures has been in Ballygally, me personally anyway. I wouldn't be as sensitive as Lisa, so I would be probably the last to pick up on any shadows or any sort of sense of anything around me. But I have seen both on occasion. Yeah.
And Lisa, what do you think about that? Have you seen white lights, or do you think one more than the other?
No, I'd probably see both, especially in Ballygally that particular night as well. Like it was non-stop in one of the rooms. Yeah, I would say a lot. I am quite sensitive anyway, whereas Amanda wouldn't be as sensitive as me. But yeah, I would be open to seeing both.
And I suppose with that, folks, there, I'll just give a few things towards what people might see. There's some reasons why you might see white lights or flashes of light and dark shadows there. Some explanations. With white lights, it might be common to, if you have migraines or damages to the retina, diabetes or blood pressure. And shadows, infrasound, sleep paralysis, schizophrenia or bipolar. But in paranormal terms as well, we have to revert to go away from the scientific and the medical and all that. Blah blah. It can be to do with extra dimensional beings as well. There's shadows are supposed to be as well. I'm just going to show the other picture there, and this is just the other graph. I'm all graphs. I'm sorry there, folks. So this is the results. Have you seen bright white lights, flashes of light, and dark shadows, dimmed areas without explanation? 20% see. I see both on rare occasions, which is interesting as well, because people only rarely see it, which would knock all the medical stuff out a bit, instead of seeing it on a regular basis, which is interesting. And some people have said, no, I've seen neither there. So we're going to talk about Ballygally Castle Hotel. If you stay there, let us know. If you're thinking of going up there, let us know. I don't know. Can you stay there, Lisa and Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4-star hotel, like just past an hour in the coast road, so it's beautiful. Probably one of the big wedding hotel venues because of the location. Beautiful.
I'm just going to probably just ask you again if you're going to be just come into the centre, just to make it easy. Just make it easier. So, folks, as well now. So we had that quiz thing there. So I'm just going to show you this. I'm sorry again. Sorry for the delay. So there was 6 locations. I'm going to show up 6 pictures there. And Stacey, you're in it. Stacey Lawler. And I hope you're still tuning in. So hopefully you're still tuning in. So there's 6 locations. There's I'm trying to think of them now, like I'm going to forget now. There's the mortuary. There's the forest. There's the watermill. There's a lighthouse, the ghost ship, and the prison. Now I want you there, Stacey, to post one of those locations, either the mortuary, forest, watermill, lighthouse, ghost ship, or prison. Just put down, comment or just post up, type up one of those locations, and near the end of the show we'll see if you're in a mini draw or Halloween mega draw. Amanda, I'll give you a choice, one of 6. Which one would you pick?
Prison.
Prison. Okay, Amanda's gone for the prison. Now Amanda and Lisa don't know what the answers are, what is the actual answer. And Lisa, what are you going for?
Mortuary.
What's that?
Mortuary.
Oh, mortuary. It's a good job you picked the different one there, because then you have more chance probably there as well. And to make it more interesting, Stacey's gone for the ghost ship. Okay, so tune in now. Keep your eyes out on the next 20 minutes there, Stacey, and we'll come back to that in a minute there. Okay, so let's all go out in a moment there. I'm all over the shop there, like. So the next subject there we're talking about is Ballygally Castle Hotel. Can you tell us a bit more about the location there? How old is it there, or when was it built? You might have just said it there, Amanda. But
the castle itself was built in 1625 by a man called James Shaw. He was Scottish, and he came over then and built this castle. It's right on a headland. It was the site of quite a few battles sort of around. The Irish garrison attacked then on sort of in 1641, so it was the site of some battles. There is a sort of a musket and sort of the turret holes in the wall still there as sort of a museum piece in the hotel. It was around sort of 1799 that the incident occurred that led to the most infamous haunting in Ballygally. So that's sort of the main crux. There are other hauntings in the castle, but that is the main one that we kind of, and everybody kind of latches on to, and you get the most evidence from, really.
And Lisa, was it comfortable to be in? Was it a comfortable place, as in compared to the hospital you were in, which might have been more colder and ruined?
Yeah, no, it would be. It's quite a comfortable place, especially one of the rooms as well, where we do communicate with a small child named William. William appeared when sort of after the whole Lady Isabella Shaw sort of scenario happened with her falling out her death, trying to look for her daughter. We don't know the whole story about William, but he came to us and he just absolutely loves communicating with us. And it took us a long, long time to build that bond, you know, with having him trust us. If anyone else goes in with us, or, you know, I don't think that bond would be there. So he wouldn't participate, you know, with them as much as he would with us, because we have that sort of bond with him. You know, he knows we're not going to hurt him. He knows who we are. He knows our name. He's called us on few occasions. You know, he follows us around the castle. He wants to see what we're doing. You feel like a little tug on the arm, and you know, he just loves it when we're there.
And that was probably the very first place I actually physically felt a presence of someone. I felt him touching me on the leg and sitting beside me. I actually physically felt him, and that was the first time that's ever happened to me, as opposed to just having a sense of someone there, actual physical feeling. But he's such a sweet wee boy.
He's lovely.
And as you said, like, I suppose normally with people, if they associate, what age would you give William there? Would it be like 9 there? Do you feel that he's comfortable at the location, this spirit of William, or?
Yeah, I do. I feel like he's comfortable just running around there playing like he normally would have. Yeah, I do.
I'm probably going to ask you a question. This is off what I've written down there, but do you believe spirits of children should be moved on, or what is presumed to be moved on, or gone into other places, or?
It depends on how the energy around them and how they're feeling. I mean, we very much feel that William's happy there. There's no malice in him. There's no unhappy feeling around him. I mean, we would generally stay in the hotel sort of at night after the investigation. We would stay all night, and he's come into the room with me, and sort of I would have trigger objects still in the room, and he'd come in and light them up just to play around. He is a very playful, mischievous little boy, and I don't feel that he needs to be moved on. We have been places where we do feel that people don't want to be there, and we have moved him on, but we feel he's happy, he's content.
And I suppose with any other child, you got to strike a bond, and especially if they know you as well, like a teacher would know, and like myself with the kids are probably watching now, like, you know. But with this building as well, going away from that, is any particular interest in decor, or is it full of armory, or is there any interest in rooms that people may have stayed in that are famous, or those that had died passed on? As you said, the incident was at 1799.
Yeah, well, the tower itself, the original structure, has actually 4 bedrooms in it that are hotel rooms, and then there's a small spiral staircase up to Lady Isabel Shaw's room that she was locked in. It's still sitting as it would have been when that happened. There is a large conference room in the turret as well, which we use for the majority of our experiments, where we get the most activity. The rest of the hotel's pretty new. There are some bits and bobs. There's a Game of Thrones door. Like I say, there is a musket and things on show. But really that tower building is where we concentrate. All our investigations on that is where everything happened and happens.
I'm just going to show a bit of footage in a second there. I'm just going to put up. So what you'll be seeing there is sorry, no, what? Sorry, my mouse has gone away. So this is in Ballygally house. Is this like a dining room? It's the green lights.
Yeah, that's in the main conference room. Back then, but it's now like a big conference room. So that's the main area that we use for
experiments. As we were talking about shadows as well, I'm going to show the footage now shortly there. We're talking about shadows and white lights, and what you get, and I'll probably replay it again in a minute there, but you'll see in the first few seconds there's a shadow there. Just keep an eye on it, just the first few seconds, and then see what you experience there, folks. So I'm just going to play this video, and here it goes.
Are you glad we're here?
He literally came and stood beside me earlier and wanted to be down.
Where would you like me to set this? It's entirely up to you. We're doing this here for you. Where would you like me to set it? Okay. No problem. That better for you? Unbelievable. Yeah. A lot of respect for you. You know that, don't you? Thank you. Well, we really, really do have a lot of respect for you.
Okay, so do you see that? I just played that twice. Hopefully you all saw that twice there. So there's a shadow at the beginning there, and there's voices. Is it coming through, Amanda?
Yeah, you hear obviously the cat balls, or the balls are letting up. And there's only 3 of us in the room and no one's touching him. And then when Lisa goes to set the K2 down beside the ball to my left that was flashing, you hear a voice going very, very clearly. Almost like a laugh from a man.
Because I was running around the room like crazy. Like, you know, I think he was getting some sort of joy out of sending me here, there, and everywhere by lighting up the ball. And then I just went, right, you can hear it. You know, no one laughed in the room. It was, you caught it on your recorder also. As well.
And do you reckon this was maybe the spirit of William there connecting in, or was it somebody else, some other being?
We do think at one stage we did have a chat or had some communication with James Shaw himself. And just to my left, where that ball had lit up, there's a large portrait of him on the wall. And through when we were doing the Estes method, he was very quickly able to tell us where the picture was, what was on the ceiling above him. Said that he was a handsome man. Thought this was very funny and a whole big joke that we were there. So I think it might have been him actually.
And for people that don't know, even probably myself, what is the Estes method? What is that?
Yep.
Can you explain a bit about that?
The Estes method, it's like a blank spirit box. So what you do is you put your headphones on, noise cancelling headphones that we would use, and you play your spirit box through that. So you can ask questions. You can't hear obviously the person in the room asking you these questions, and you just say what you hear. And I had done the Estes method that night, and it was absolutely fantastic. And we do think that we maybe had James Shaw himself come through, because I had no idea above me was the sun on the ceiling like a painting, and I had no idea, and I just said what I heard, and it was all
we were asking the questions. Lisa couldn't hear what questions we were asking. She was literally just saying out loud what she was hearing in her ear, and the matchup was incredible, and it's on her Facebook page. Scroll back, I can refresh it, put it back near the top if anybody wants to see it again. But it was the first time we had tried it somewhere else before, but that was the first time we actually not did it properly, but actually did it for quite a while, and it was amazing. Just a correlation between as soon as we asked a question and immediate response, Lisa was just saying the answer, and it was like, oh my goodness, it's possible to.
That's amazing. When I probably did something similar to that with in court jail. We said, but when you hear it, it's when you got the earphones on,
Yeah.
it's amazing when we're calling out questions. And what I was going to say that is, so but I'm just going to probably. So what I'm going to say, as on about shadows and lights and all that thing. The shadow. Do you reckon? So the shadow. Do you reckon shadows are benign spirits? Do you reckon that, or they're more malevolent, they're more evil there, or is there a completely different explanation towards them? Do you think they're evil shadows? Shadow.
I think they can be. We've been in locations where we have seen shadows or dark figures on stairways, and you have had a bad feeling. In Foster Green Hospital, which is another sort of abandoned hospital in Belfast that we were in, we did come across a very, very large, sort of 6 foot tall shadow figure on the stairs, and it felt dark. It felt scary. It didn't want us there. But in Ballygally, there, that shadow. I didn't feel frightened at all there. I never have felt frightened there at all. We've had the odd nasty things said to us here by James, but certainly no bad feeling with the shadows in Ballygally. But we have experienced negative feelings around shadows and things that we've caught inside of our eye before.
And would you like say with experiments there? Would you delve into I think I've seen it with Diane, with tarot. Would you do stuff like scrying? Would you delve into the Ouija board, the talking board yourself?
Well, we have done scrying previously. We do have an angel board, and we tend not to use the Ouija board itself. But we have used the angel board. We have done glass work. We do that sort of thing. I think it depends on the location we're going to, Anthony, and how we feel about what we think's there. We don't feel and what we can possibly get to come through. In Ballygally, we didn't feel a need to do scrying, or we were very happy with what we were getting from the normal methods of communication, i.e. EVPs, the Estes method, things that we would normally just use. We felt we were getting enough without having to go into those other things. We have used them. We don't rule anything out.
I suppose. What is the angel board? Is it sort of, how different is it? Is it what? Sorry, no. What type of segments are on the board? Is it a type of board? Is it similar to
the angel board? It just attracts positive energies rather than negative energies. No negative energies can come through it. There's also a nice little verse as well on the bottom of it that you can say as a closing down and an opening prayer as well on it. An interesting thing happened in Ballygally. Myself and another girl from the team, we were conducting the angel board up in Lady Isabella's room, and we believe we got talking to Lady Isabella herself. And she came forward and was able to tell us that she didn't fall to her death looking for her daughter, like the saying goes, but relatively she was murdered.
Oh,
so this would be an interesting thing to investigate again and maybe get more out of her, to see what exactly happened. But when we asked her who exactly it was that pushed her to her death, she indeed spelt out her father's name, which is very, very interesting.
Jenny from Emerald, she says, I heard the laugh. I thought it was a man on the team doing the video in.
Three girls.
Three girls, yeah. You had my phone, and
but
three of them.
But I suppose when you was there a man in the video, or no? You see, I suppose yourselves when you're there. You the best people to review is yourselves there, because who's there and what's there as well. And
I'm the debunker too.
Yeah, Amanda's very skeptical as well when it comes to things.
I'm a debunker. I'm always looking for an explanation of what it could have been.
I know it's good because it's great being a paranormal investor. You have to debunk everything as well. Like I know myself there. I debunk myself a lot of the time. Stacey says, as fans, I think the communications of the equipment is far better than any boards. So do you agree with that there, Amanda?
it can be betwixt and between. It depends, I think, where you are. I mean, we did a lot of glass work and board work in the pump house, and it was very, very active, very good, and was very, very responsive. But generally, I find that the locations that we go to, using sort of EVP work, we always get something. I think because we're consistent again, as I said, in our methods of how we go about recording the evidence, and they come away with something. So it's
Depends how intelligent the spirit is also, with being able to come forward and communicate. Some don't want to communicate through the likes of K2s or REM pods or spirit boxes. They would rather, old school it and go with the whole spelling, and the likes of angel boards and Ouija boards. So you would take it.
Some spirits have different methods of communicating, and like ourselves, we have different experiments or favorite devices, or even you mentioned a doll earlier on, instruments there, or antiques or whatever,
we bring everything everywhere.
I know. Bring the whole house with you.
Oh, yes, pretty much, something, yeah.
Or just sit in the car because you never know where you might be.
My coat pocket has a K2 in each pocket, and a torch. So
flashing pants.
And a cat ball. I know.
So I'm just going to go over to the quiz. So this is the quiz there. So this is Stacey. This was your opportunity to go in the draw. Stacey yourself was up there, and Stacey picked the ghost ship. Amanda picked the prison, and Lisa picked the mortuary. So we're just going to see how you get on now. I think you've got a good feeling about this week's one there. Okay, let's see. Here's the video. So if you pick the mortuary, the forest, or the watermill, no luck. You pick the ghost ship and the prison, you're in the mini draw, and the lighthouse, unfortunately, nobody picked. It was the Halloween mega draw. But there you go, folks. So what is it there? So blah, 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 blah. Lisa, no good. Stacey, you're in the mini draw, and so are you, Amanda, there. So yeah. So there we go. A bit of fun there. So you're both in the mini draw there, Amanda and Stacey. Good luck with that. You have to keep on tuned to the show there the next few months. So but I'll probably tag you anyway. People go off and then I'll come back on again. But I'll tag you anyway. There, I'll keep a note of it there. Like Stacey says, woohoo. So, folks, we did. I'll just go before I come back to Amanda and Lisa again. We did a poll, and it was to do with the white flashes and the shadows. And I'm just going to show the results one more time there. And I suppose, as you said there, Amanda, there, it was. I suppose it depends on what if you see a white. I don't know what you have. If you see white flashes or people flashing or dark shadows.
People flashing us, so it's a different video.
Mostly it could be to do with sleep paralysis. You need sleep. but I suppose it's the background as well, seeing shadows. It depends on what kind of what's in the background as well. It could be bright, it could be day, it could be night, it could be dark, it could be bright. So 20% of you said I see both on rare occasions, which is good, and then 20% of you said no, I have seen neither. There you go. There. Stacey says a whole new ball game. I don't know what she's on about. That could be to do with the
flashing. You said about people flashing.
The flashing. What I'm going to say, I'm going to leave you on there. Because I'm just going to show a few people. I put a post up during the week, and it's to do with a game that was reviewing. I'm just going to show it. This is from Online Escape Rooms Ireland, and it was sent the game to review, and it's to do with you're in an abbey. It's called Clare Abbey. and you're meant to do puzzles. Now, it's an online kind of game, and if you're into the paranormal, it's worth checking it out. Sarah Donovan was the person who sent it me there. Hi, Sarah, and I hope you're watching back there. But if you're into investigating, I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures there. It's worth doing. If you're into escape rooms and all that, unfortunately, we can't do it at the moment. But if you're into paranormal stuff, the equipment, puzzles, or just viewing one of the abbeys in Ireland, which is Clare Abbey, I'm just going to show you here. So this is from Online Escape Rooms Ireland, and this is one of the pictures. So you have a choice of equipment, and you get a map, and you get a box of equipment, and there's basically puzzles you have to solve. You can go into different areas. There's a 360-degree view of the whole abbey, so you get to view that as well there. Sarah, I don't know with Sarah, she might be actually doing more of these in the future, so there might be something that we might be able to go to Ballygally Hotel hopefully in the future, or something like that. I'll just go and show another picture. This is as well. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'll just take that off there. And this is another picture there. This is like, so you get a 360-degree angle of the whole abbey, and there's different puzzles you have to uncover, and it's worth checking out, guys. If you're into the paranormal and the puzzles, it's worth a go. So check that out. Online Escape Rooms Ireland. So check that out there. So that's about it, really. Only to say, where can people follow you there, Amanda and Lisa?
We have our Dark Skies Paranormal Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also follow us on YouTube, where we're uploading sort of all our videos from investigations from the tech wizard, Lisa.
Yes.
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 Yeah, so YouTube and TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram and
I would do all the editing.
everything there. Stacey says, looks amazing. I think she's on about how I look. And Stacey said, well done, everyone. Great interview. Thank you, Stacey, there. Thank you again, Amanda and Lisa, and hopefully we catch up around Halloween time there again.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And if as well, I'm just coming back to what we got next week. Next week, folks, we've got a person named in the Wall Street Journal as the gold of ghost hunting, and his name is Steve Parsons. You might have known him from Most Haunted and Famous and Frightened. But Steve is coming on the show this Thursday at 9 p.m. and be talking about Paradox Science, the group he was with, Boreal Rectory, one of the most haunted houses in Ireland.
Just watched the film on that, actually.
And the Ghost Club, which was one of the oldest paranormal cycle research teams, or recyclable teams. So when it gets to the end of the show, I go a bit weird. Yes, Stacey says, yes, good. Stacey. And Irene from California says, of course it is. That must be me as well. Hi, Irene. How you doing? Hi, and tell there, say hi there. So thank you, guys, and thank you everyone for participating there. Thank you, Amanda, appreciate it, and Lisa there. So
Pleasure.
I won't see you next time. I'll see you in the near distance. Goodbye for now.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Bye.